Now, before I dig into the details of the Jaguar XE, this latest one with all-wheel drive, the new all-wheel drive system, let's talk a little bit about comeback stories. They're inspiring and cathartic. We cheer on the plucky underdog who comes back from a crushing defeat or a failure of some sort. And that's the Jaguar story. Now, a decade ago, Jaguar was near death. Ford Motor Company owned Jaguar back then, and had spent, nearly $50 billion over 20 years rebuilding the lineup, and some things had gotten better, quality had gotten better, production facilities, but the lineup itself was filled with uninspired designs and cars with so-so performance. Now, Ford was nearly bankrupt at this time, and to pay for its survival and revival, Ford packaged the whole lot, Jaguar Land Rover, and sold it to the Indian conglomerate Tata for a couple of billion. Tata in turn plowed billions and billions more into not just rebuilding the models and the factories, but into brand building, a brand building exercise that has become textbook. This XE35T that I'm driving, the all-wheel drive version, is a perfect example of what's gone on with the Jaguar hardware. It's sleek and fast and powerful and balanced. The steering is precise, you turn in quickly and the answer is right there. The ZF 8-speed automatic, boy, the gear changes are just snappy like that. And the all-wheel drive system is very advanced, shifting torque to where you need it, when you need it, but keeping the car as a basic rear-wheel drive in most circumstances. Best of all, if you're a Jaguar shareholder or if you're just a fan, the XE represents the kind of engineering idea that gets a lot of cars out of one basic platform, one fundamental bit of engineering. And then there's the marketing part. You know, Jaguar has rebuilt its global image by relentlessly focusing on incredibly wild stunts and celebrity tie-ins, grabbing the hottest singers and actors and tying in the products with events and experiences that make, I think, the Jaguar owner feel like they're part of the coolest group of drivers and owners in the world. And that's the idea. It's cost a fortune, but I think it's worked. But before we get into the celebrity tie-ups, the TMZ gossip, let's talk about the hardware because it is worth talking about. Jaguar has built the brand not just with fluff, but with substance. I love the design here. Who wouldn't? The XE is a triumph, muscular with a rising waistline and powerful haunches. Of course, it's aerodynamically efficient to a low 0.28 coefficient of drag. And the XE is an ideal symbol of the new Jaguar, the reinvented, reimagined, reincarnated Jaguar. Here, nearly a decade into Project Jaguar, the story is pretty impressive. Sales are up, revenue is up, profits are up, 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 up. The XE is a real gem, a perfect example of what's coming down Jaguar's product pipeline. It's fast and balanced and responsive, and it's what you'd expect from a lovely car aimed at the best in the business. And just sitting in the driver's seat is really quite thrilling. The materials and finishes are lovely, the craftsmanship a reflection of Jaguar's newfound success in third-party quality studies. The instrument panel dials and the cluster are clear and useful, the cabin room is generous up front, but I will say tight in the rear. The on-demand all-wheel drive system leaves the XE a rear driver unless front torque is needed if the rears start to slip. When they do, the fronts engage in, get this, 165 milliseconds. So it's not a permanent all-wheel drive, it's not a truck, but it's a rear-drive sporting sedan that pulls you out of trouble, literally pulls you out of trouble when the need arises. JAG's chassis engineers have dialed in a long list of computer-controlled features to aid your driving, intelligent driveline dynamics and such, but they only come to play when your skills, or your lack of them, or the road conditions call for high-tech help. The gearbox, a smooth ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. And if your interest turns to infotainment and connectivity, well, there's some answers here. Great Meridian sound, and this In-Control Touch Pro designed around a tablet-style 10.2-inch touchscreen. But it's the celebrity game Jag plays best. Here's Wimbledon champ Andy Murray. He's flocking Jags from the same grass court where he won the championship. Social media? Jag's British Villains campaign, starring Sir Ben Kingsley. Do you remember him from Gandhi? Well, he and heartthrob Tom Hiddleston from the Avengers movies and the popular Mark Strong, well, together they did some film work that juiced Jag's Twitter followers and became YouTube destination viewing. Multi-platinum British singer-songwriter Emily Sandé has done specific Jag projects, as has actor Idris Elba, who filmed a London to Berlin drive. Singer Lana Del Rey composed and sang for the special film Desire, starring Golden Globe winner Damian Lewis. If you were fortunate enough to attend a joint Jaguar Playboy party in Pebble Beach, you would have had a chance to meet Gal Gadot, the latest Wonder Woman and Fast and Furious alumnus. Gearhead and comedian Jay Leno, of course, he's gotten into the Jaguar act repeatedly. The point is, Jaguar has used red carpet-like buzz to put a spotlight on the hardware, a kind of Entertainment Tonight meets Top Gear. What makes this interesting for gearheads like me is that the cars themselves, cars like this XE, they live up to the Gal Gadot hype. You know, Jaguar has rebuilt its global image with a relentless emissary. But Jaguar has used the red carpet